Listen to the message. Which days? A doctor's secretary calls about a change to an appointment. What is changing?
Hello, Miss Jones. This is Nancy from the Four Winds Health Centre in South London. I'm calling to inform you that your appointment with Dr. Green next Friday is changing to Monday the 18th. It's still at 3:30 p.m. in the normal room. Please let me know if this is okay with you on the usual number. That's 0131 5897 360. Thank you. Bye.
Listen to the message. Which days does the bank close?
Welcome to LMH Banking. The bank is now closed. Our normal opening hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday to Thursday and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. We are closed all day on Sunday and Monday. To open a new business account, please call our sales support team. The support team is available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Andrew calls Sue from his holiday. What present has he got her?
Hi, Sue. I hope everything's okay at home. Just a quick call to let you know we had a great holiday. We're on our way home now, and we've got you a lovely present to say thank you. A big cake. I hope we don't get home too late so we can see you tonight and enjoy it with a cup of tea. Lots of love.
There is a meeting with some new clients. What time do they want the meeting?
Hello. I'm calling about the meeting tomorrow with the new clients. They can't come at 11:30 and they asked if later is okay. They hope you're free at 2 in the afternoon instead. I know you're giving the presentation at that time, but I managed to change that. Is that all right? Call me back, please, so that I can tell them as soon as possible.
Sumata tells her friend about an art club. When does the club meet?
Hi, it's Sumata. Listen, I was on the bus and I saw an advertisement for an art club. I know you like painting and drawing, and so do I. Do you want to join the club with me? They meet every Thursday evening in a coffee shop on the high road. It starts at 6. It's 2 hours long and it costs £15 a week. Shall we do it?
Two friends are discussing the man's holiday. What did the man think of the hotel owner?
So, how was your holiday?
Two friends are discussing the man's holiday. What did the man think of the hotel owner?
So, how was your holiday? You were in Greece, weren't you?
It was great, thanks. The weather, the food, the hotel, all perfect. Except...
Except what?
The hotel owner. He was friendly enough, and he wasn't dishonest or anything, but he kept trying to tell jokes, and they weren't funny. We couldn't relax.
Maybe he felt bored with his job.
Yeah, well, he bored me.
A lecturer is describing changes to a university. What makes the university special?
The university is much better now. The food court is much bigger, and we have a better library. But that isn't what's really special. The car park next to the food court has gone, and there's a lovely garden there instead. Now you can read among the trees and have coffee in the fresh air.
Listen to a person talking about where to go. Which place is closest to them?
The town is quite big and there are many places to go. We have a car at the house, so we could drive to the seaside or the park. The weather is quite nice and we could bring a packed lunch. Although we could walk to the pool nearby, it's only open in the morning. The river's further away, but it's lovely on a day like today.
A woman talks about her son's birthday plans. What do they usually do?
I think we should celebrate your birthday at home this time. I can't make your favourite cake, but we can order it from the bakery. If you still want your favourite Indian food, we can get it from your favourite restaurant. We always go out, so maybe this time we can invite some friends round. What do you think?
Mohammed tells his secretary about his travel plans. What time is he going to travel?
Hi, Fatima. Mohammed here. Listen, I'm leaving tomorrow for Dubai, but unfortunately I can't go business class at 8. It's fully booked. There are planes every hour, so could you book a business class seat at 9 o'clock? Not later, as I need to be in Dubai by 10:30 for a meeting. The 9 o'clock plane arrives at 9:40. Thanks. See you.
Listen to the man and woman talking about the weather. What does the woman like doing in the rainy weather?
I love this rainy weather.
Really? It makes me so miserable.
But why?
Because I can't do anything. I have to stay all day at home.
Well, yes, going for walks in the rain is not a great idea. But you can still go out and do things.
Really? Like what?
Well, I mean, I love going over to my best friend's house and having a great evening with her.
That sounds good. Cooking and playing board games, probably?
Cooking? You know I hate it. A tasty pizza is the best meal for me.
Listen to a man giving a talk at a volunteer event. What kind of charity does he work for?
I had to think very carefully about which kind of charity to volunteer for. My first thought was to work for a children's charity, as I have 2 young kids myself. However, I changed my mind because I really love cats, and I decided that this would interest me more. In the end, I didn't work for a cat charity either. I now work for a charity that will benefit animals, children, and more besides. It aims to protect all the natural world. This is the best option because the environment is important for everyone.
Listen to a reporter talking about traffic problems. What was the main cause of morning traffic?
Recently, many people have been complaining about increasing journey times to work or to school. Several contributing factors have been suggested. Travel times have been rising over the past few years as more people are buying cars, and of course morning traffic is always worse during school time. However, it's also relevant that over the summer holidays, some roads in the city centre were changed to one-way only. This has improved traffic flow but increased journey times. It's this change that seems mainly to blame for the current situation.
Four people are talking about science. Complete the sentences below. Speaker A.
I guess there are arty types and science types. I'm definitely the former, because at school, although I could follow what was going on in science, it really didn't capture my imagination. I know science is useful in many ways in our lives, and at school lots of people thought all the experiments were fun, but I can't say I ever really got much out of it. I was much happier drawing, painting, or playing piano. Those were definitely the subjects I enjoyed the most.
Speaker B.
I wouldn't say I had a great experience of science at school. Don't get me wrong, I always thought it was one of the most interesting subjects to study, but I don't think we had enough practical teaching. Too much of what we learned was from books. But these days there are lots of fun ways to get back into the subject. My favourite thing to do is to find videos of simple experiments and try them out with my kids at home. They love it, and I do too.
Speaker C.
I did extremely well in my science classes at school, but I think a lot of the time it was pure luck. I never really felt I had really followed the basic ideas, and to be honest, that feeling has stuck with me. I've tried reading a few of these popular science books because I feel I should, but more often than not, I find myself just giving up before I'm halfway through. I guess some people are just not cut out for science. Maybe I'm one of those people.
Speaker D.
I regret not paying more attention in science classes at school. When everyone else was playing with wave machines and mixing chemicals together, I was staring out of the window. But now I have children of my own. They come home with homework questions about science, and I find I don't know any of the answers. Where did the stars come from? I haven't a clue. That's why I'm going to enrol on an evening class for adults. The course starts next week, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Listen to two parents discussing the issue of children's health. Read the opinions below and decide whose opinion matches the statements: the man, the woman, or both the man and the woman.
I read an article this morning about healthy lifestyles for young people, and I agreed with a lot of it. I mean, what kind of world do we live in if we don't even give young people the chance to be healthy?
What do you mean?
Well, what about the food they eat? In today's world, both mothers and fathers usually work, which leaves little time and energy for preparing proper meals. Then, all too often, the food on the dinner table has high fat and low nutrition.
But mums and dads control what is bought. Isn't it their job to be more balanced in their decisions?
According to the writers of this article, it is. And really, they should be buying more fruit, vegetables and raw ingredients, and fewer packaged meals.
But that can't be the only reason for some young people's poor health.
True. The article also says that young people should be doing more physical activities. In fact, they need to do 60 or more minutes every day.
That sounds like a lot. What do they recommend?
Well, any sports are good. Parents need to show a genuine interest in what the kids are doing. They're more likely to do well if that's the case.
Really? I remember when I was at school, the last thing I wanted was for Mum and Dad to be cheering for me on sports day. I'm sure my son is the same.
I think you'd be surprised. Interestingly, yoga was found to be especially good for kids.
Why is it so special? Isn't it just stretching?
Actually, there are many parts to it that can help young people develop. Of course, the movements do help to build lean muscle and increase core strength, but the reflective aspect enhances critical thinking and attention span.
I guess I have experienced that with my son. We don't do yoga, but we do make time to enjoy what we call a relaxing moment. It gives him an opportunity to be calm and reflect. What about sleep, though? Is 8 hours a night still ideal?
According to these writers, 11 or 12 hours is good for their growth.
That sounds like too much. My son always seems to be quite unresponsive in the morning if he doesn't get up at his normal time. I'm sure that's true for all teenagers.
Well, I wouldn't know. My kids are still very young.
Listen to a city planner talk at a press conference about a new transport plan and answer the questions below.
The plan we are publishing today aims at addressing transportation problems in the city and was created by a committee in collaboration with experts in the field of urban planning. In an attempt to ensure that the plan met the needs of the broader community, residents, road users, commuters and so on, there were numerous open discussions in the early stages. We wanted the public to have their say and avoid the errors of the past. Previous urban development projects were criticised for being out of touch with the people they were designed for, and this resulted in some expensive mistakes. Gathering a wide range of opinions is not an easy task, and inevitably some voices may be louder than others. Some groups may simply be better at getting their views across. While it has not been the intention of the committee to exclude anyone, the realities of such a large-scale project are bound to have an impact on the final outcome. The committee has always stressed the importance of clarity and the need to keep the public informed. The media has chosen to report on the plan ahead of its official publication today. In fact, there has been a great deal of speculation in the past few weeks over certain decisions that were supposedly made. A public debate on these issues is, of course, part of the overall process and helps to involve everybody. However, when the debate is informed by dubious sources and unconfirmed information, then it can ultimately confuse and complicate what is already a very complex issue. The media's role in this process should be to explain the key issues and, if necessary, challenge the assumptions the committee has made.
Listen to a critic talking on the radio about an actor's acceptance speech for a major award and answer the questions below.
Speaking in front of a large audience of your peers is an intimidating task for most of us, but for actors who are used to performing in public, it should be relatively stress-free. The actor who took last night's big award has played some memorable roles on the screen and is known for his thorough preparation. In fact, some critics, myself included, find his performances a little too over-rehearsed and lacking in real human feeling. Nevertheless, his most recent role, for which he won last night's award, has been attracting a great deal of attention, and so when his name was read out, it came as no big surprise to those in the room. In real life, he is known to be quite reticent and tends to choose his words carefully, so no doubt the audience was expecting a brief note of thanks and a quick exit. On accepting the award, he seemed initially at a loss for words, and then, as is traditional on these occasions, he thanked his fellow actors and the director. The fact that he momentarily forgot his co-star's name produced some brief laughter from the audience. He then launched into a long and rambling speech about his parents and how they had supported him when he was starting out. His voice gave out once or twice as he recalled his childhood. Audiences at these kind of shows are used to witty remarks and inside jokes. When they don't get it, then they are unsure how to react. Of course, cynics may say this was all just another performance designed to manipulate the feelings. But when compared with his actual work on screen, it struck me as something quite different. He left the stage to rather uncertain applause.